Let me ask you something. Why do we always wait for disaster before we decide to change? Why do we need heartbreak to appreciate love, failure to value effort, or illness to start caring about our health? Most people don't move until life knocks them flat on the ground. But what if you didn't have to wait for that? What if you could rise before you fall? Today, I want to show you exactly how to do that, how to wake up before life forces you to. Most people only move when life hurts. They wait for something to go wrong before they finally act, a failed relationship before they learn to communicate, a job loss before they start chasing purpose, or a health scare before they value their body. But why should pain be the only trigger for progress? Waiting for pain to motivate you is like ignoring a fire alarm until the flames touch your skin. You don't have to hit the wall to realize you're on the wrong road. You can choose awareness now. The truth is, change doesn't come from hitting rock bottom, it comes from making a decision. The decision to not tolerate what drains you anymore. The decision to not keep living below your potential. The decision to stop making excuses for why you can't start yet. When you wait for pain to push you, you give control to your circumstances. But when you act from purpose, you take control of your future. The strongest people you'll ever meet aren't the ones who suffered the most, they're the ones who didn't wait for suffering to start growing. They saw the signs early, they made adjustments, they chose discomfort over destruction. That's the difference between people who survive life and those who master it. You don't have to lose everything to learn what matters. You don't have to break before you rebuild. The key is to move before life moves you. Don't let fear of failure become your only fuel. Let vision and discipline lead you. The pain of discipline is always smaller than the pain of regret. Choose the first one, because once you learn to act from strength instead of desperation, you'll never need rock bottom to wake you up again. Life rarely throws you straight into chaos without warning. Before the breakdown, there are always small signs: fatigue that you ignore, frustration that you dismiss, goals that no longer excite you. These are not random feelings, they are early alarms. They whisper to you, telling you something needs to change. But most people silence those whispers with distractions. They scroll, binge, or keep busy just to avoid listening. The problem is, when you ignore those early alarms, they grow louder until life has no choice but to shout. The truth is, discomfort is a signal, not a punishment. When you start to feel uneasy, unmotivated, or lost, it's life nudging you toward growth. The small cracks are chances to reinforce your foundation before it breaks. You don't need to wait until your health collapses to start caring for it, or until your dreams fade to start chasing them again. Pay attention to those small imbalances. They're guiding you to realign before it's too late. Growth doesn't come from avoiding discomfort, it comes from understanding it. When you notice you're restless, don't escape, investigate. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to teach me? That awareness is where transformation begins. People who succeed don't have fewer problems, they respond faster to small ones. They repair instead of letting things rot. Imagine how different your life would be if you treated every frustration as feedback, every doubt as a direction. You'd stop drifting and start steering. Life always whispers before it screams, and those whispers are your best chance to course. Correct with grace, not chaos. So listen closely. The earlier you respond, the easier it becomes to rise without ever having to fall. Discipline is the quiet force that separates dreamers from doers. It's not loud, it doesn't demand attention, and it doesn't depend on how you feel. Motivation is fleeting, it burns bright and fades quickly. Discipline, on the other hand, stays steady even when your emotions don't. It's the promise you keep to yourself when no one's watching. The truth is, you don't wake up ready every day. Some mornings you'll feel tired, distracted, or uninspired, but discipline makes you move anyway, and that's where real progress begins. Every great transformation is built on small, consistent actions. Showing up to train when you're tired, studying when your mind wants rest, staying focused when everyone else is distracted. These small acts of discipline shape your identity more than any burst of motivation ever could. Each time you choose effort over comfort, you send a message to yourself that you can be trusted to follow through. That inner trust becomes strength. People wait for the perfect mindset to begin, not realizing that discipline creates the mindset they're waiting for. You don't need to feel ready to act, you need to act to feel ready. The repetition, the structure, the daily grind, that's how you build unshakable confidence. Discipline isn't punishment, it's preparation. It molds you into the kind of person who can handle what they once feared. Think of discipline as your daily wake-up call, not from an alarm clock, but from your purpose. When you practice it, you're not just building habits, you're building resilience. And when life tests you and it will, discipline becomes your armor. Motivation may start the fire, but discipline keeps it burning long after the excitement is gone. That's how you rise every single day without waiting for rock bottom. Everything you do begins with a single thought. Every victory, every failure, every habit, all of it starts in your mind. The most dangerous battles aren't fought in the gym, the office, or the world outside. They're fought in silence between your ears. The moment you start believing I can't, you've already surrendered. The moment you tell yourself it's too late, you've already built the wall that keeps you stuck. Your mind can either be your greatest weapon or your biggest prison. The choice is yours. The truth is, your thoughts shape your actions long before your body follows. If you feed your mind with excuses, fear, and doubt, don't be surprised when your results mirror them. But when you feed it with purpose, courage, and consistency, it becomes unstoppable. You can't build a strong body with a weak mindset, and you can't build a great life with small thinking. Strength begins when you learn to command your thoughts instead of letting them control you. The mind has incredible power to turn struggle into strength or comfort into weakness. The difference lies in how you interpret what happens to you. Some people face failure and say, I'm done. Others face the same failure and say, I'm not done yet. That small shift, not yet, is the voice of a fighter. It's the difference between giving up and getting better. Training your mind is like training a muscle. It takes daily effort, repetition, and patience. You replace negative self-talk with discipline. You silence doubt with action, and you strengthen belief through results. The stronger your mind becomes, the less power fear has over you. When your thoughts align with your goals, no setback can hold you down because the battle will already be won before it even begins. The people around you shape you more than you realize. Every conversation, every habit you witness, every belief you hear repeatedly, it all seeps into your mindset. If you surround yourself with people who settle for less, you'll start thinking that's normal. If you keep company with those who avoid challenge, you'll soon find yourself doing the same. Growth can't happen in an environment that rewards comfort. You can't rise in a circle that pulls you back every time you try to climb. That's why choosing your environment is one of the most powerful decisions you'll ever make. Accountability is not about criticism, it's about alignment. You need people who will tell you the truth, not just what you want to hear. Real accountability partners don't let you drift away from your purpose. They call you out when you're slipping, they remind you of your standards, and they push you when you start coasting. It's not always comfortable, but it's necessary. Iron sharpens iron, not cotton. Many people fear losing friends by setting higher standards, but in truth, you don't lose real ones, you only lose those who were never meant to go where you're heading. Surround yourself with those who inspire action, who challenge your excuses, who make you uncomfortable in the best possible way. They will stretch your vision and raise your energy. When you build a circle that values growth, you won't need constant motivation. Progress will become contagious. You'll start thinking bigger, acting bolder, and believing deeper. The company you keep becomes the mirror of your potential. Choose those who remind you who you can be, not those who keep you comfortable with who you are. Because greatness is rarely achieved alone, it's built through accountability, consistency, and powerful connections. The biggest trap most people fall into is waiting for the perfect time, the right feeling, or the ideal opportunity. They tell themselves, I'll start when things calm down, or I'll begin when I'm ready. But here's the truth, that perfect moment never comes. Life will always be messy, unpredictable, and inconvenient. If you keep waiting for everything to align, you'll spend your entire life preparing instead of progressing. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't timing, it's action. Starting before you're ready is uncomfortable, but it's where growth begins. Every master once started as a beginner who felt unsure. Every great story began with someone who took a step into the unknown. You learn as you move. Confidence doesn't come first, it's built through doing. The fear you feel before starting is not a signal to stop, it's proof that what you're about to do actually matters. The more you delay, the heavier your dreams become. Overthinking creates hesitation, and hesitation turns into regret. But when you take that first small step, even when you're scared, you start building momentum. One action creates clarity. One decision creates direction. You don't have to see the whole path. You just have to move forward enough to reveal the next step. Those who wait for rock bottom to act are driven by pain. Those who act early are driven by vision. Starting before you're ready means trusting that progress will teach you what planning cannot. You'll fail, you'll learn, you'll adapt, and that's how strength is built. The truth is simple. Motion beats perfection. Don't wait for life to hand you the signal. Take it now, because every second you wait, someone else is already moving toward what you're still dreaming about. Life doesn't wait for anyone, and neither should you. Too many people live their lives asleep, drifting, delaying, waiting for something drastic to force them awake. But you don't have to let rock bottom become your teacher. You can choose awareness before pain, discipline before disaster, action before regret. Every moment you spend waiting is a moment you'll never get back. The truth is, transformation isn't born out of tragedy. It's born out of decision. The decision to rise now, to move now, to take ownership of your life before life forces you to. The storms will come, yes, but those who prepare early, who strengthen their minds, habits, and purpose, will stand tall through them. Don't let your story be one of I learned the hard way. Let it be one of I learned early. The power to change your life isn't somewhere in the future. It's right here, right now, in the choice you make next. So here's my challenge to you. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the pain. And don't wait for the perfect moment. Start today. Start with one decision, one action, one promise to yourself that you will not waste another sunrise wishing you had begun yesterday. Take that step toward your health, your goals, your purpose, whatever it is, because once you start, life begins to move with you. Stop waiting for rock bottom to wake you up. Rise before the fall. Thank you for listening, for giving your time, your energy, and your attention to something that truly matters, your growth. Remember, this isn't just another speech, it's a wake-up call. If something inside you is stirring right now, don't ignore it. Let that feeling push you into action, because one day you'll look back and thank yourself for not waiting another moment. Stay strong, stay hungry, and keep rising before life has to remind you to.